What happens after death for those who have chosen to reject God's offer of salvation through His Son? Will they simply be annihilated, or will they experience torment in a fiery hell? Let's see what the Scriptures say.
Accompany me as we heed the words of the prophet Jeremiah and the apostle John. Join me as we investigate the sacred pages of the ancient prophetic text we call the Old Testament in search of Messiah.
Does hell actually exist? What is it like, and who will be forced to dwell there? Did Messiah warn his listeners of its dangers? Most importantly, what can one do to ensure that he will not experience that final destination? In the Gospel of Matthew, a chilling account is found describing an encounter between Jesus and some of the religious leaders of the day. Jesus begins by scolding them directly in chapter 23, verse 29 and 30. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Jesus continues in verse 33 with this condemnation. Ye serpents, generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? There is more than one word that is translated into English as hell. This particular word is also found following the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of the hell fire. In both cases, the word hell is the word Gehenna, that comes from a Hebrew phrase found several times in the Tanakh. In 2 Chronicles chapter 28, the failures of King Ahaz are recorded for us, and in verse 3 we find this. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burnt his children in the fire after the abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. The phrase, Valley of the son of Hinnom, in Hebrew is Gi Beni Hinnom, or Valley of the son of Hinnom. The word Hinnom means lamentation or sorrow and weeping. In Matthew's account, this phrase had been simplified to Gi Hinnom, or in the Greek text, the word Gehenna. It is valuable to note that this valley was a place of continuous burning outside the walls of Jerusalem, where the bodies of criminals and animals were burnt along with the refuse of the city. This was also the site of idolatrous worship to the false god Moloch, where children were forced to pass through the fire or be burned to death. What can the content embedded in the ancient Hebrew pictograms for the two words Gi Hinnom, or Valley of Hinnom, reveal to us about this word for hell? First, let's examine the word Gi, which is spelled Gimel, Yod, Aleph. Gimel is the picture of the camel and means to lift up. Yod is the picture of the hand or arm and means a mighty work or deed. Aleph is the picture of the ox and means the strong leader or God the Father. So the first clue to the mystery found in Gi Hinnom is that the mighty work of the strong leader is going to be elevated. Now let's examine Hinnom, which is spelled He, Nun, Mem. He is the picture of the man with outstretched arms to the heavens and means to behold or to pay attention to what follows. Nun is the picture of the sprout or the fish and means life or activity. Mem is the picture of waters that can be chaotic and destructive like a tsunami or gentle like a stream in the desert. Our next clue in Hinnom is to pay attention to what happens to life. Will there be destruction or not? What can we now conclude if all the clues found thus far are placed together? First, the quote of Jesus from Matthew's Gospel warns that Gehenna is a place of judgment that is to be feared. It was the literal place where dead criminals were burned. From at least the time of Ahaz, it was the place where incense was offered to false gods. Whatever judgment occurred to those criminals burned there was the mighty work of God the Father, who is high and lifted up. We are directed to behold the destruction of life at his hand. At this point, you may interject that was then and this is now. Gehenna no longer serves such a purpose, and so we have nothing to fear. But is that true? There is an interesting verse in the book of the prophet Daniel that reminds us of the two options for our future. In chapter 12, verse 2, he says, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." There will be a future resurrection of both the righteous and of the wicked. The wicked dead will be raised to a future judgment. Could there be a connection to Gehenna for them? Revelation chapter 20, verses 12 and 15 state this, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the books, according to their works. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." The dead who are not in the book of life are raised and judged and cast into the lake of fire, which burns forever. Those criminals burned in Gehenna in Jesus' time provide a picture of the future second death in the lake of fire. Remember, the mem in Hinnom was waters of destruction or life. Now we understand those waters are the lake of fire that will torment the wicked forever. Have you any reason to fear? Not if your name can be found in the Lamb's book of life. The Gospel of John concludes this for us in chapter 3, verse 36. "He that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life, and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God abideth on him."
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this Hebrew word study. It is our prayer that you will draw closer to your Heavenly Father as you consider the divine revelation of Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Son of God. Until next time, Shalom.
We hope this study was a blessing to you and encouraged you in your faith. For more Hebrew word study videos, you can visit our site at thelivingwordin3d.com. And if you'd like to investigate this further, you can get the book from our online bookstore at rockislandbooks.com. Until next time.